That being said, I think there might be something to be said about the next on our list, because at this point we're transitioning from Gen 4 to when Pokemon tried to spiritually resurrect themselves, so to speak. It was the end of multiple eras for Pokemon, the end of the DS era. There was anything more they could do with the DS specifically. It was the end of the main story, as it were, so to speak. So we have this is also before the alternate universe. Alternate universe, obviously X, Y, Auras is what that's in with the Mega Evolutions. Next, we have the Sewaddle Leavenny line. What is your thoughts?
My first thought when I saw this Pokemon is it looks like a praying mantis. It just looks like a Leavenny. It looks like a mantis to me. Mm-hmm. I don't know what else it could be. Maybe a grasshopper, but I don't think so. So this evolutionary line biologically doesn't really make sense. Especially because a lot of those kinds of insects go through incomplete metamorphosis, and Swadloon is kind of like a pupal stage almost. And Sewaddle is very obviously a caterpillar or a larva. We kind of covered mantids already, but what I'm thinking with Leavanny, I don't know.
I think it might be a grasshopper.
Yeah,
but it doesn't sound right.
It makes me think of deadleaf mantises and devil's mantises. I think that's what they're called. I found out there's such thing as an avocado mantis.
Yeah, this was the thing I was trying to show you the other day.
They are a very fancy looking mantis. I do think they do look a little crazy. This picture here definitely reminds me of Leavanny. Yeah. I don't know much about whatever this middle evolution is supposed to be, Swadloon. I think it's just supposed to be a cute little bug-inspired guy. And then for Sewaddle, I mean, it's just a generic larva. Mantids do not have a larval or a pupal stage. I just want to reiterate that.
This is going into Miko's F tier for all of these inaccuracies.
Baby mantids are really cute. I have had to count baby mantises before. So a mantid's egg sac is called an ootheca. Actually, all insect egg sacs, that's what they're called, oothecas. You can tell different mantid oothecas apart, which is cool. So here, this first one is probably like a Chinese mantis or a Carolina mantis. They all look relatively the same, but some just have a different like shape to them. But there's usually only a few mantid species per area, so you can usually tell which mantis it is. Tell me about how it functions competitively.
So if I had to take a look at this at face value, because I'm not super familiar with Leavanny, I actually forgot what it did. It has 3 neat abilities in Swarm, Chlorophyll, and Overcoat. So Swarm, we've been on over before. It's Blaze, Torrent, that kind of thing. But for bug types, under like 33% health, it's going to power up bug type moves. Chlorophyll is busted, especially with Groudon. I actually run a Chlorophyll Leafeon. Because, look, if you're able to run Groudon or Torkoal, and you need a good grass type, and you don't have access to Venusaur or don't want to use Venusaur, just use Leafeon. It gets Leaf Blade, it gets Chlorophyll. Double speed and Sunshine, so that's kind of neat. I don't even know how to rate this. Like,
I like the design. I think it's cool, like the final evolution. The other two are a little more forgettable. I like Leavanny out of this line, but Sewaddle and Swadloon are...
I think the first one, the Grub, I'm like, that's F tier. Leavanny, I'm putting in D. Like, Sewaddle, I'm going to put in, like, maybe D as well. But I'm kind of biased towards it because it looks like it has, like, just a Snuggie around it.
That's how I feel, too. I'm like, it is wearing a Snuggie. It's cute. I think it goes...
I think that's going to C.
Mine's going D tier in front of Surskit. And then Leavanny is probably somewhere in C tier.
What about the next one on the list? Because...
Okay, I'm excited. Golisopod. So, this, I think, in my opinion, is based off of, like, roly-poly bugs.
I think that's what it was, right?
It also looks like silverfish, almost. Oh, yeah. Well, no, JK. No wonder I was getting confused. I was thinking silverfish. Golisopod was based off of silverfish.
Is it?
Like,
Okay, we'll come back to that one.
Canonically.
Silverfish.
Silverfish are their own group of insects. Well, not insects. Are they? Yeah, insects. Yeah, we'll get to that. But I think these are based off of roly-polies, which the scientific term for them are isopods. Isopods are not insects. They're actually crustaceans.
Hey,
so there are land crustaceans. They're, even though they're so small, like they can be so incredibly diverse physically. Let's see. There is a rubber ducky isopod.
A what?
It looks like a rubber duck. It is so cute. Like the face does.
That's amazing.
They're super cute. Oh my god.
I'm assuming it'd be an omnivore, right? Or at least a detritivore?
They're a detritivore, yes. So they eat detritus. I have raised isopods before. I failed my first colony, and then I was like, I'm never doing this again, but I really want to try again. I really like, what are they called? Is it cow isopod? Yeah, there's dairy cow isopods. They're just spotted. They're black and white. They're really cute. What? Oh my gosh. Yeah, they have the cutest names. Dairy cow, rubber ducky. So I started with isopods. The other thing I want to mention is it also is resembling like a millipede. But the only reason I bring isopods into this is because of venipede. But whirlipede, you know, millipede. Let's see. So millipedes are also their own group, Diplopoda. So they are not crustaceans. They're myriapods, is what they are.
So these are proper insects.
No, these are not insects. They're myriapods. Because remember, to be an insect, you must have 6 legs, a head, a thorax, and an abdomen. These guys have a little more than 6 legs. I think up to like 380 legs is the record. The cool thing about millipedes is a lot of them actually have chemical defense that can stain your hands. But these guys also have a wide range of like colors and variations that are popular in the exotic pet trade. I was fortunate enough to see a fire millipede in Madagascar, and I'll show you all what that looks like. It's just this bright red, Madagascan fire millipede. This might look like blood. This is actually someone's hand stained by the chemicals emitted by the millipede in self-defense. So this is not blood. This is basically tie-dye. Is what I want to throw out there. I don't want anyone...
Okay. Yeah.
Right. So this person's not even hurt. Their hand might just smell really bad. So again, this falls in line with the thematic of venipede into scolipede, right? You've got that poison typing. Because they are poisonous. This is the one time poison is right. Whereas something like Scorupi is technically venomous, not poisonous. Have I explained the difference between poisonous and venomous yet?
We have. I know we kind of equated it down.
Oh, yes.
If it injects the thing into you, it's venomous. If you inject the thing into yourself by eating it, it's poison.
Yeah, so don't eat millipedes. You can touch them, but touch at your own risk. But don't lick your fingers after if they like secrete their toxins on you. I'm
gonna go over Scolipede and Whirlipede because I think they each have a niche. I think. Point swarm speed boost. Arguably speed boost is what you want here because it get rolling, it get going. In terms of defense, 99 defense. It's not boasting a whole lot. In terms of Scolipede, we are at 45, so less than leave any. However, with a speed stat of 112, we're eclipsing Garchomp by 10 points. Attack of 100. So, like, bug types are, like, a thing. Poison Point Swarm Speed Boost, obviously, is a hidden ability.
Are we ready to rank our Scolipede line?
Yep. Scolipede A. Whirlipede, like, B. Nah, C. Venipede F.
I think Scolipede is also A for me.
I like my horse bug.
I put Whirlipede behind the Scorupi Drapion. For anyone who missed it, I know Drapion's not a bug type, but we're including it because you can,
Dracon is honorary mention because it is, for all intents and purposes, still a scorpion on this list.
Whirlipede, I think, is in C tier. I feel like most of these.
I can see an Eviolite build with it, but like it just I forget it exists.
And then Venipede probably in D tier. Our next, I'm excited for this too.
I got super excited because I don't even think it's technically an insect; it's just a crab.
All hail crab! Crab is our god. Dwebble and Crustle. I love hermit crabs. This is clearly based off a hermit crab. What most people don't know about hermit crabs is they require a lot more work. You will need, at minimum, a 20-gallon hermit crab tank. And that is, in most people's opinions, too small for people who actually keep hermit crabs. Hermit crabs travel a lot. They are scavengers, and so they actually go pretty far distances to, like, scavenge resources, find shells. Like, they are constantly on the move. They're also nocturnal. So people think, like, oh, I'm gonna watch my hermit crabs during the day. Most people don't see their hermit crabs, like, at all. They do have their own personalities, in my opinion, like individually. So not all of them are going to get along either. So you're kind of like gambling if you bring a new one into the set. Because like bigger hermit crabs will eat smaller ones if they don't like them. I have 3 hermit crabs. And when I was still living with them, they would fight over coconut. It was the funniest thing. Like, what? I watched one like chase off another one because they wanted to eat the coconut off the coconut shell. So they're social, they need a lot of space, and they're also really smart, actually. You can technically train hermit crabs. People have trained them to come at the call of their name. We used to train ours at the zoo to avoid ledges, or at least know not to walk off a ledge. And it's kind of like a trust fall. Like, you let them walk off the ledge, but you catch them. But keep your hands, like, on the ledge, basically. Don't let them fall. And then eventually they'll be like, oh, that's an edge. I shouldn't fall off that. And they learn from there. Like, they learn. They're so cool.
They're really intelligent. Holy shit.
I love hermit crabs, and I wish people knew more about how to take care of them, because the other thing is they need salt water and fresh water, and ideally you're filtering that water too. So I had to put like tanks in my tanks. So, like, you just really need to provide a lot for hermit crabs, and unfortunately most people keep them in like a little critter keeper, and they feed them all the wrong foods. You're actually supposed to create this like rotation of hermit crab foods. So this is how you're supposed to rotate your foods for hermit crabs. You need calcium, you need fruits and vegetables, you need proteins, you need grains, you need nuts. Because
they have to have the shells to survive. So does this mean that they, for lack of better like understanding, past their face and claws, do they just not have a shell? Are they just like mush?
They're not mush. They still have a bit of an exoskeleton. But they need that they need that shell, and I'm not sure why exactly. But they do need them to survive. A hermit crab without a shell will not survive. The other one cool thing though about hermit crabs in the wild, people have observed them like they all trade shells like in a Congo line.
Well, I just put both in D. Like, they're pretty mean. I like them, but ultimately I do forget they exist.
I think I agree with D tier.